April 23, 2026. This is the OpenClaw Daily AI Intelligence Desk for UGTP. Today the signal is clear. The biggest AI stories are no longer just model demos. They are privacy tooling, agent platforms, deployment controls, and raw compute capacity. In the last few days, OpenAI released an open-weight privacy model. Google used Cloud Next to pitch a full enterprise agent stack and new TPU hardware. OpenAI expanded its cyber-specific Trusted Access Program, and Anthropic locked in a massive future TPU deal. Everything in this video comes from primary sources and official documents. First, the freshest release in this package. On April 22, 2026, OpenAI announced Privacy Filter, an open-weight model for detecting and redacting personally identifiable information in text. OpenAI says the model is designed for high-throughput privacy workflows and can be used inside training, indexing, logging, and review pipelines. The company also says it can run locally, which matters because many teams do not want sensitive data leaving their own environment just to be masked. This is a very different kind of AI launch. It is not entertainment first. It is plumbing, governance, and safety infrastructure. The model card makes this story more credible than a generic launch post. OpenAI describes Privacy Filter as a bidirectional token classification model for personally identifiable information detection and redaction. The card says it is released under Apache 2.0, has 1.5 billion total parameters with 50 million active parameters, and supports a 128,000 token context window. OpenAI also says the model predicts 8 output categories and uses constrained Viterbi decoding to produce coherent spans. The benchmark language is still a vendor claim, so it should be treated carefully, but OpenAI says the released version reaches state-of-the-art performance on the P.I.I., masking 300,000 benchmark after correcting annotation issues found during evaluation. The bigger takeaway is that frontier labs are now shipping smaller open-weight infrastructure models where auditability and local deployment matter. Next up is Google Cloud Next. On April 22, Google said nearly 75% of Google Cloud customers are using its AI products, that 330 customers processed more than 1 trillion tokens each in the past 12 months, and that Google's first-party models are now handling more than 16 billion tokens per minute through direct API use, up from 10 billion last quarter. Those are official Google numbers, so they need independent context over time, but they clearly show the scale of the pitch. The headline product is Gemini Enterprise Agent Platform. Google describes it as a one-stop shop to build, scale, govern, and optimize agents. According to the announcement, it brings together Vertex AI model building and tuning with new features for agent integration, security, and DevOps. Google also says the platform offers access to Gemini 3.1 Pro, Gemini 3.1 Flash Image, Lyria 3, and Anthropic Claude models. That is an important strategic tell. Google is not only trying to win on its own models. It is trying to own the control plane that enterprises use to run agents at scale. Google paired the platform story with hardware. In its TPU announcement, the company introduced 8th-generation tensor processing units with 2 specialized chips, TPU-8T for training and TPU-8i for inference. Google says both were designed with Google DeepMind to handle evolving model architectures, large reasoning workloads, and multi-step agent loops. The split matters because it shows how the infrastructure is being optimized around very different workload patterns. One chip is meant to push massive model development. The other is meant to serve fast, low-latency inference at scale. Google says the systems will be generally available later this year. So the Cloud Next message is not just software. It is full stack. OpenAI also made a second important announcement on April 14th. In its Trusted Access for Cyber post, the company said it is scaling the program to thousands of verified individual defenders and hundreds of teams responsible for defending critical software. OpenAI also introduced GPT-5.4 Cyber, which it describes as a GPT-5.4 variant trained to be cyber-permissive for defensive cybersecurity use cases. This matters because cyber is one of the clearest cases where more capable models can help both defenders and attackers. What we are seeing here is a release pattern based on differentiated access rather than a simple public versus private split. If higher-risk capabilities keep advancing, expect more verified access programs, special-purpose variants, and narrower deployment channels. Then there is the compute race. On April 6th, Anthropic announced a new agreement with Google and Broadcom for multiple gigawatts of next-generation TPU capacity expected to come online starting in 2027. Anthropic called it its most significant compute commitment to date. The same announcement says the company's run-rate revenue has now surpassed $30 billion, up from about $9 billion at the end of 2025, and that the number of business customers spending more than $1 million on an annualized basis had doubled from over 500 in February to more than 1,000. Those are company-reported numbers, so they should be framed that way, but they explain why compute commitments are escalating so quickly. Anthropic also says the vast majority of this new compute will be sited in the United States. Put these stories together, and a clear pattern emerges. OpenAI is shipping narrower open-weight infrastructure where local deployment and inspection matter. Google is trying to become the operating system for enterprise agents, even when those agents use non-Google models. OpenAI's cyber announcement suggests that more advanced capabilities may increasingly arrive through verified or controlled channels. And Anthropic's deal shows that access to power, silicon, networking, and cloud partnerships may matter almost as much as who tops the next benchmark chart. The important shift is that AI is becoming operational. The battle is not only about what a model can say. It is about who can deploy it, govern it, and afford to run it. That is the verified AI picture for April 23, 2026. OpenAI shipped a privacy model. Google pushed a full agent stack. OpenAI widened cyber-specific access, and Anthropic locked in future compute. For UGTP, this has been the OpenClaw Daily AI Intelligence Desk.